Hi there, this is Anne Marie with Light Happy Life. I'm here with Kim Argetsinger today, who I'm so excited to be with, who is a wonderful, amazing life coach, and her signature program is called Get Unstuck. So, Kim, why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about who your story is, who you serve. We'd love to hear from you.
Great. Thank you first for having me. I'm so happy to be here and connect with you. This is such an awesome platform that you've created. So thank you.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'm a success and mindset coach. My program is called Get Unstuck, and it's because I used to be stuck. So, I mean, it really comes from a place that's near and dear to me. I call them secret dreamers, people who they know there's something more to life. They know maybe they have a passion that it's on the tip of their tongue. Either they can't define it or they're scared to say it out loud. And they're ready for a change, but they feel stuck in their current situation. They're waking up and just what we were talking about right before we started, like how did this end up being my life? This isn't what I expected. Yeah. So I work with them to define what that dream is and then to really work through the blocks to get unstuck and then to make it happen.
Yeah, that's awesome because so Light Happy Life was spawned out of this idea that all of a sudden, maybe we thought we went to college, we married the right guy, we did the right job, and then you wake up and you're like, all I do is this to-do list every day. So yes. All of a sudden you find yourself and you're completely stuck. Mm-hmm. So for you, what was the moment that began to change everything for you?
Gosh, there's probably a series of moments, but my previous life, I was an actress. I lived in LA, and I had a moment in LA where I wasn't happy anymore. I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. And I knew I wanted to make a change, and I ended up moving to New York and getting a job in advertising. Very grateful for the experience, but I found myself in this 9 to 8 p.m. life. And I was on the train coming home one day, and I just started bawling. I just started crying. And it was that moment I felt so stuck. I felt so trapped in my own life. I had worked so hard to create this job that I thought I was supposed to have. I thought I was supposed to have a real job. I thought, I'm not going to act anymore, and I need to get a real job. And that way people will know that I'm successful and I'm smart. And I was just on the train bawling. And I think that was my moment of, this isn't the way life is supposed to be. And I know there's more to life. Mm-hmm. How do I change it? How do I do something else? How do I get out of this? So that was my crying on the subway.
I've been there. Crying for me, it was crying in the bathroom floor. Yeah. Exactly. So now that you've changed your life, so what is your mindful approach to achieving success?
I'd say my first mindful approach is I believe success, it has to start with mindfulness, I think deciding we want to make a change, that all comes from awareness. And I think getting clear and aware of, I believe we all have our own version of success, and it's different for all of us, and really getting clear and aware around that's mindfulness. And one of the practices I started after crying on the subway is a morning ritual routine, a short one, not an hour, but it really, for me, is a way to start my day off with intention and mindfulness and presence, and go into my day before that to-do list hits me, before the emails are flooding in, before I've checked my Instagram or Facebook, so that I'm approaching my day with mindfulness.
That's awesome. And so one of the things you and I are both passionate about is that we as women, and all of the women listening to this as well, are so busy that we don't have time for an hour in the morning, an hour at night of something else. So tell us a little bit more about your mindful morning routine and what's involved in that.
Yeah. So, I know Tony Robbins, who he's a guru. I love. He's not my guru, but I love him. Like he's amazing. He talks about an hour of power. And I remember when I first heard about morning rituals and morning routines, I had so much resistance against it because, well, A, I thought it was woo-woo, and B, I just thought, I don't have an hour in the morning. I don't. So I have a routine. I have a couple different practices. And if I have time, I will spend a full 20 minutes. But when I don't, I'll pick and choose and spend 5 minutes in the morning. And those 5 minutes, it is amazing how 5 minutes in the morning can change my entire day. If I don't take those 5 minutes, my boyfriend, when I come home at night, he can tell the difference. I start reacting to my day instead of responding to it. Life is happening and I'm just kind of on that hamster wheel reacting otherwise. I have a free gift I'm giving if people want to go through some of them, but one of the things that kind of, if I only have 5 minutes, I will meditate for just those 5 minutes. I'm big on writing in the morning. So I write out 3 goals, no more, but just 3 goals. And what's one thing today I can do that if I get this done, I'm going to feel good about my day. That really sets me up with presence. And then if I have time, I'll go through some affirmations or intentions. And those are kind of my 3. If I've got to just do something, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I love that. And I love how approachable and practical it is, right? And I agree, like the hour power, awesome idea. Just modern woman's life doesn't make sense. And so this is something where you and I absolutely have the same general philosophy of how do you incorporate this practical mindfulness. So I'm going to ask you the flip side of this coin, which is when you don't do your morning routine, when you don't practice this simple practical mindfulness even for 5 minutes, you mentioned reactionary. Like how else does your day go? It's,
it's definitely reactionary. I'm an ex-actress. I'm an emotional human being. So when that will always be a part of me, and it's a great thing. But if I don't take that time for myself in the morning, my emotions are just on that automatic reaction. But I don't have the clarity of focus. So just taking a time to think about that one thing I want to do, it's amazing. Like just that to-do list, suddenly I'm focused on the to-do list and not the important things. So this long list, it's overwhelming. So then I'm in overwhelm. I'm in reaction. I have no focus. It's just, and it becomes it's
agreed.
One adds on top of the other, and then I'm frazzled, and it's just a whole coaches get frazzled too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm so glad you were so honest and vulnerable about that, because it's one of those things where people often think that coaches' lives are perfect. And it's like, no, every so often we skip or miss a day just because. But the thing is, because we started incorporating this mindfulness into our life, we can come back to it. Yes. So it really, and it doesn't have to be something that's super long. And that's one of the things I love about your Get Unstuck work. Like all of the programs that you do is because you're so realistic in it. Even when you're talking to some of your creative clients, some of your artists or your writers, right? Or people who want to do that, but are just afraid of that, right? Yeah. So it's all about bringing them back into mindfulness.
Well, and I think, may I say just one thought I had about that? I think just from anyone who's just curious about this, I was just thinking about the reactionary part. We are 95% of our subconscious. Everything we do comes from 95% of our subconscious every day. So basically 5% of our day comes from our conscious thoughts. So, and we have the capability to, so it's all habits and patterns. And that's where coaching and everything comes in to help rewire those. But if we don't take the time to be mindful or to set ourselves up, we are just automatically on autopilot of that 95% of our subconscious, which is patterns and habits we've had for 20 years, 30 years, depending on how old we are, that we often learn in childhood. And that's where we can really set ourselves up for success and to rewire those patterns when we take the time to be mindful and start our day out that way.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. And I love that 95 to 5. I hadn't heard that one before, but it's absolutely true. And I think about, a busy woman's life. You wake up in the morning, you grab your coffee, you grab your email from work, try to get the kids off to school, get the commute done, get everything, get back home, try to make dinner, rush off to whatever kid's sporting event, back home. Oh, and then time with your husband. And it just becomes this pattern where all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, how did I get here? Right. And so that's really like the whole Get Unstuck thing. When you and I connected, like it's absolutely resonated. So one of the things that I'm totally aware of too is that our viewers don't have a lot of time. So we're trying to keep these videos pretty short. But for more information, tell us where we can go to find more about you.
So you can go to my website. It's kimargetsinger.com.
Yep.
It's my name.com. And over there, I've got lots of free blogs. You can sign up if you want for the free morning ritual challenge and reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm always happy to answer them.
And I'll provide a link. You'll see a link on that website if you're watching this to Kim's site, which I'm super excited for. And now, Kim, here's the big question. So what do you think the secret is to living a light, happy life?
The secret to living a light, happy life. Well, I do have to say everything that you are doing, that I really believe it is around mindfulness. I believe it's around awareness, because with awareness, that's when we can, all change begins with awareness, and being light and happy is all about being present and in the moment and as aware of what's happening as we possibly can be.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. I absolutely love your work. Definitely head over to Kim's website to sign up for her 7-day morning ritual challenge. I love it. I believe in it. I subscribe to it. It's absolutely awesome. So thank you, Kim, very much. And thanks for being part of Mindful March.
Thank you so much for having me. And thank you for the work that you do and bringing this to everyone. It's important stuff. You're amazing.
I appreciate it. All right. Take care.
Bye.